Okay, this is for week 13. This week you're creating a web page, simple web page. I know many of you haven't created a web page before. It's just a simple page showing you how the basics of HTML code. The contents of the tutorial is in this document here. I'm going to open this up to show you. Okay, so HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Hyper is the opposite of linear. It's used in computer programming. Um, it used to be that computer programs had to be moved in linear fashion. This before this before this, and so on. And HTML does not hold to that pattern. It allows a person viewing the World Wide Web to go anywhere they want to, anytime they want to. And so that's where hyper comes in. Text is what you will use, just English words and English letters. Markup is what you will do. You'll write in plain English and then mark it up what you wrote. And we'll look at that in just a second. And then language, because they needed something that started with L to finish HTML, they used hypertext markup language. So home pages. Every website has a home page, index or default. If you go to google.com, you do not see the home page, index.html. Why? Because home pages are hidden from the browser unless specifically typed in the address. So the user only has to know the domain of the site and then type in the address bar that website. So google.com actually is google.com/index.html. Yahoo.com is actually yahoo.com/index.html. So let's go right into the tags. HTML works very simple, has a very logical format. It reads like you do from top to bottom, left to right. It's important to remember HTML is written with text. What you see, or what you set certain sections apart. You could have bigger text, smaller text, bold text, underlined text. Series of tags are used to do this. Now think of tags as commands. Let's say you want a line of text to be bold. You're going to put tags around that line at the exact point you want the bold lettering to start, and another tag where you want it to end. If you want a word to be italic, you would place a italic tag at the beginning where you want the word to be italicized, and at the end. So the tag format. All tags or commands are the same as far as how they're formatted, the syntax. They begin with a lesser than symbol and they end with a greater than symbol. Always no exceptions. What goes inside the tag is the actual command. And learning HTML is learning the tag, what tag performs what command. So an example, start out with the letter B. Tag for the bold lettering is B, which makes sense. So to turn Joe into bolded J-O-E, you put a beginning B tag, bold tag, and an ending bold tag. The difference between the ending bold tag is just this slash here before the end. So B is the beginning. Joe is a word being affected by the B tag. The end tag B with the slash is the end bold tag. Notice it's exactly the same, except it has a slash in front of it. this is what the bold tag would produce, would be Joe in all caps. So questions. Is the end tag for other commands simply the beginning tag with an added slash? Yes, it is. Will the tags show up on my page? No, they won't. As long as your commands are inside the lesser than greater than symbol, it will not show up. The viewer will not be able to see them, be hidden from the viewer. Question is, your bold tag uses a capital B. Do all HTML tags use a capital letter? The browser really doesn't care. In terms of tags, capital and lowercase are equal, but I think it's just a good idea to have a habit of capping the tags just to kind of separating them from the rest of the text on the page. Must everything have a tag to show up on the page? No. If you just begin typing text, it'll show up, but it won't have any special formatting to it. What if you forget to add an end tag to format, to add the slash to the end? Well, that could bring some trouble, but it's easy to fix, and it's going to be obvious. It won't show up if it's a bold or an underline. And you just fix it, save it, and reload the page, and it should be working. Do all HTML tags require both a beginning and ending tag like above? No. There are exceptions. Certain tags do not require both beginning and ending. And what it means by beginning is this here does not require the ending tag. An example here would be a BR tag. BR tag is not on the sheet here yet, but it basically is a break tag, kind of like hitting the enter key on your keyboard. You just really need one of those to a beginning BR tag would basically look like this. And that would basically put that at the end of a sentence to go to the next line. So opening and closing tags, the majority of HTML tags do require both an opening and closing tag. Here's some examples: bold, italic, typewriter. Can you use two tags at once? You can. Basically, you would make sure to begin and end both, and that's about all you'd have to remember. Follow this rule here. Always set the beginning and end of the tags at the same time. Always place them on the farthest end of the item being affected. So to have a text bolded, italicized, and using the teletype, you would basically do your beginning tag and your end tags. So if you started with this one, you would do this one next, then this one, then this one, then thirdly, finally this tag, and the close tag. Here are some single tags without an end tag. HR, it's a command that gives you a line straight across the page. It stands for horizontal reference. BR tag, the BR stands for breaks. It breaks the text and starts it again on the next line. Remember, if you save your document as text, where you hit enter each time in your paragraph possibly, in order for it to view that way on the web browser, you're going to have to use a BR tag to force that line to go to the next line. P tag is just paragraph. Does the same thing as a BR tag, except this tag skips a line. BR tag just jumps to the next line. So very first page you're going to do is write a HTML page, start up Notepad. But before we do, let's go over some of the steps. The first thing you'll do on every HTML page is have the first tag, which is HTML. Second, your next tags will always be these. A header tag, it's called head, and a title tag in between. In here is the actual title of your website that will show up in the browser. So whatever you put between these tags will show up in the bar of the web browser. The next is a body tag, beginning, ending body tag. This is where you put the content. And then finally you end up with an ending HTML tag. So here is a basic HTML page. Starts with a beginning header tag, HTML tag, ending HTML tag, beginning head tag, end head tag, and then title, and this would show up in the browser. Let me just show you what I'm talking about that. Use our course here, CIS102. Notice that CIS102 I101 10 Spring 2011. If I go to view source on this page, there's a title tag that's in the actual web browser that you don't see. That makes the CIS102 Spring 2011 show up here. So let's go back to the document. In the body tag, beginning body tag, end body tag, the first line inside the body tag that people's going to see is, this is my first HTML page. Has an end bold tag, paragraph tag, which is going to go to the next line. I can write in italic, there's italic tag, or bold and bold tag, a BR tag to go to the next line, an HR tag, which is going to give a horizontal line, bold and italic, or I can write in both, bold and italic, another BR tag to go to the next line, another HR tag, and then teletype, end body, and HTML. So you're going to basically take the code here, type it in to a brand new Notepad document, go to File, Save, and make sure type in index.html in the file name. On the Save as Type, make sure and select all files. Save it to your desktop, double click on the index.html, and then you'll be able to view it in your web browser. Let me go ahead and show you what it should look like. I'll go ahead and copy this. I'm going to go ahead and go into a Notepad type document. Even though mine's a Mac, I can throw it in an application I know will work. It won't be Notepad, but you'll use Notepad on a Windows machine. Okay, I'll use Text Wrangler. That'll work. All right, there's my HTML page. Excuse me. Hit the save file. I'm going to save it as index.html. Click Save. Now I'm going to go all the way to the desktop and look for that index.html page. There it is right there. You'll notice it actually says index.html and an HTML on the page itself. I'm going to open it with Safari, but you could do Firefox at home or Internet Explorer, either one. I'm going to do a Safari. There it is. This is my first HTML page. I can now write in italic or bold, or I can write in both. If I was to look at the code on this, or the source code, I can go to view source code, and there is the contents of the text I had you type in. You'll notice all the tags are hidden. What's in view is the title, my first HTML page right here. This is my first HTML page, which is in the body. But you'll notice HTML, head, title, head, body, all the tags within the body are hidden, except for the text within the tags. And they're applying the formatting. So the formatting here, remember, was bold. Next is italic, bold, HR type line here. This one here is a bold and italics. And then lastly, teletype. And then ending up the body in HTML. So once you're finished with the exercise, you'll then go into Eagle, as always, and I want you to submit that into the Dropbox. Go ahead and go there real quick to show you. Just put in your first and last name here. First and last name here. Click the attach button. Browse out. Index.html. Upload. Finish and submit. And then you should see the file you just submitted. And that concludes week 13. Looking ahead a little bit, week 14, we've got just a CD Lab quiz, and that's it. Week 15, you do have a paper due on anti-piracy, and let's look into that real quick. You're going to watch this video here on anti-piracy. You're going to write a 2-page personal viewpoint on why piracy is wrong. Type it in Word 2007, font type 12, point, Times New Roman, double space it, and then name it final.doc. Here's some more resource links, and then you'll paste it below. If you have any questions, you can email me as always, or in the course conference, you can go to the course link and chat on Meebo. Have a great week.